happening, y'all? I want to talk about this little epidemic. I want to talk about this epidemic that we got. I want to talk about this epidemic that we got here. And I've noticed it because a lot of my subscriber base is like this, okay? So, before the sensitive ass motherfuckers start saying, so women bash men. Yes, there are women that bash men, and there are women that live to bash men. I get that. That's a separate issue. They've got their problems. They need to fix them. But because my subscriber base is 95% men, I need to talk to you guys, because a lot of your own problems and the reason why you're mad at women is your own fucking fault. I'm going to explain that to you because I kind of used to be in your place. I just stopped myself before I got to the point to where I was bashing women. So yesterday when I did my video about my friend that was complaining that she was being selfish when she came to me because of a problem that she had, kind of letting go of a guy that did her wrong. You know, one of the top comments was from a dude that basically said, nah, you know, basically that's her problem. And he totally misunderstood what I said, or misunderstood the problem, or misunderstood both. It was one of the top comments, and I just deleted it because I'm not going to have some, you know, people spewing false information about my friend on there, you know. So, but the majority of people understood what I was saying. But a couple of the top comments, including that one I deleted, both of them were like bashing women. And I was just like, yo, to me, they sounded like, you know, those butthurt, sensitive men that have been hurt by women in the past and weren't able to recover, you know. And that's a lot of women's problem. They're hurt by men and they're not able to recover, and then they don't function normally after that, you know. And life's not fair, you know. It's not right what these men do to women and what women do to men. But here's what I want to say to you guys, okay? You're mad at the world because women overlook you. You're mad because they choose this guy over you. You know, this guy's writing comments, yeah, these girls, you know, they overlook us good guys, and then they go for the assholes. And, you know, look, here's the thing. I'll give you my secret. Do you know when women stopped overlooking me? Women stopped overlooking me when I got my shit together. Okay? That's when women stopped overlooking me. Everyone's solution may be a little different, but when I got my shit together. And I mean, women like a package. Not that package. They like that too. But women like a package just like men like a package. You know how you can't just be a pretty girl? You know, that wears off after a while. You have to be intelligent. You have to have your own goals as a woman. You have to be a supportive woman. You have to be a woman that likes children. Like, men look at shit like this. Men look at nurturing things in women. They look at even women being good cooks. You have to be a certain amount of a package with men, because we will overlook you. You know, some women are like, why can't I find a man? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? You know what I mean? And they don't get it, just like a lot of dudes don't get it. Like, why are they picking this type of girl? You know, and guys are, why are they picking this type of guy? Because a lot of these guys, a lot of them, not all of them, have certain shit you just don't have. It takes self-mastery to truly become the ultimate version of yourself. And yeah, some guys get by on their looks for a little while. Yeah, they get by for a little while. But just like women that just look good, it don't fucking work. It don't work. Trust me, I've seen it. I've seen it from high school on up. Like, well, they'll get the prettiest girls in high school, and then as they get older, they're still getting women, but then they start getting these extra average or below average women. Because you know what? These guys still look good, but they ain't shit. You got to take a hard look in the mirror at yourself, okay? Because at one point in my life, I was just Tyrone, you know? Then I started kind of getting myself together physically. I was working out, I started dressing better. All of a sudden, I started getting chicks. But then it kind of stalled out at one point, and I couldn't fucking figure out what my problem was. I was like, you know, I was heavily relying on my body and the way I dressed. This was when I was like in my late teens and early 20s. I couldn't fucking figure it out. And I was like, why the fuck can't I get a girl? I couldn't get a girl to save my life. And I remember I went through this 5-year drought. A lot of you have been with me for a while. I went through this 5-year drought in my early 20s where I couldn't find a girl to save my life. And, you know, like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm at my peak physically. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? I was relying too heavily on that. You know what it was? Well, one of the things it was, my confidence was shit. My confidence was shit. And people can feel confidence. People can feel confidence. A lot of you guys, you don't work on yourself. You're not comfortable with yourself. You're not comfortable in your own skin. You don't have pride in yourself. But you know that you can treat a girl good. Oh, I'll take her out. I'll wine and dine her. I'll buy her flowers. I'll buy her cards. I'll be a great husband. Yeah, but you ain't even feeling yourself. How can you expect women to feel you? That's a lot of your problems. You ain't got yourself together. Your job fucking sucks. You're out of shape. You don't know how to dress. You don't know how to groom yourself. You know what I mean? You're not well traveled or cultured. You don't know shit except for comic books or computers. You know, you can't be too specialized, you know, because it puts you in this little fucking box. You know what I mean? You got to be able to have a diverse intellectual conversation with women. You know what I mean? Just like girls, you know, just girls out there that only talk about fashion or makeup. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, you boring fucking bitch. God damn. Can we talk about life? Can we talk about ideas? Can we talk about dreams? You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, man, work on becoming more well-rounded. You can be specialized in certain fields that are your hobbies, that are your passions. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But learn to become, you know, a complete package. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are shopping just like men are shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't... You know how, like, you know, in the movies, like, and it's because it's kind of true. Like, in the movies, like, there'll be a dude, like if somebody's maybe having issues in their relationship, all of a sudden there'll be a dude that pops up that, like, he's a businessman, plus he's good looking, he's in shape, he take karate and yoga, he knows how to salsa, you know what I'm saying? He's also a pilot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like all this shit that the guy does, because it's kind of an exaggeration, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because people like people that are more of a complete package. When you come with more options, people like that. You know what I'm saying? So once I started... Okay, so then, you know, once I became confident in myself, because the confidence came with me working toward goals and becoming successful in my life by accomplishing goals, conquering these goals, also becoming more financially stable. So all of a sudden, okay, now I got a good job, okay? Now I'm financially stable. I dress well. I'm in shape. Also, I learned how to sell. Learning how to sell gave me more confidence than anything else that I've ever learned in my life, because I learned how to deal with people. I learned how to talk to people. I learned the right verbiage, the tempo, how to feel people. Sales is one of the best things you could ever learn, because it breaks you out of your shell and it brings out the real you in a lot of situations. People like people that they can talk to, people that are personable, people that make them feel comfortable, make them laugh, make them smile, and bring them out of their shell. People like that shit. One of the things Robert Kiyosaki teaches, he teaches in How to Become a Millionaire, he talks about how he joined the military to learn to be a leader. Okay, because you need to be a leader to become successful. But also, he said he learned sales because you need to know how to talk to people, how to deal with people. And a lot of people, a lot of you women hating men are in these shells of you just don't know how to do shit else. And you almost want a top shelf woman without putting the work in yourself. You know, there's a saying that in order to get the kind of woman you want, you need to become that kind of man. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the time, couples match. The majority of the time. Sometimes a guy's bank account or gift of gab is so good that he can get these top shelf women or whatever it is. But majority of the time, when you see couples, they match. If you were going to sit there and rate them as far as looks, they're going to be within 1 or 2 points of each other. You'll be like, oh shit, she's a 9. What's this guy as a 7? Like, it's hard. I mean, what's this guy as a man? Like, it's hard for me to judge men looks wise, but I can tell a guy who's put together. I'd be like, well, he look like, I don't know. Girls will probably give him an 8. Like, I'm looking, he's in good shape. You know, he got the nice car, the good, you know, good outfit on, the hair's on point. You know, he's got his jewelry rocking. You know, he probably 8 or something. I don't know. You know, a lot of times I look at how women actually react to men before I can really tell. But usually couples match. You can tell couples that match. And if you don't match this girl, you know what I'm saying? And you want Halle Berry, you want Abigail Ratchford, or whatever these women, all these hot women are, you want them, you look nothing like you can get them, you might want to work on a few other things. That's all I'm saying, okay? Stop hating the women and hating them for not wanting you because you're such a good guy and they don't recognize it. Women are similar to men. Women look at looks first. Then it's getting to know you and whatever other qualities that fall in line. Women usually look for support because women look for a man that can provide. So if you have a nice job, you don't have to be rich, but if you have a nice job, you know what I mean, you have goals in life. You know, the women, although they say this shit all the time about, oh, I love a man that's spontaneous. That's bullshit. They really don't like that. They like a lot of routine, just like a lot of men do. But what they do like is a man to surprise them from time to time. So if you get stuck in a routine too much, that's what women get tired of. Women don't like to be bored. So, you know, if you're that couple that goes out every single Friday and Saturday and you go to the same, you know, stores and the same restaurants and the same club, once in a while, take her to the museum. Once in a while, you know, just take a vacation somewhere. Surprise, hey, let's go here. You know what I mean? That keeps the woman from feeling like you're boring. They're just trained. I don't know, maybe it's TV or something. I think they're just trained. Like, I personally like routine a lot, but I do like doing new things also. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm done rambling. I'm at the gym. Just listen to what I say. Work on yourself before you start bashing the top shelf, hottest women on the planet that don't want you. Okay? Okay? If you're anywhere from a 7 to a 10 in a man looks wise, and you got goals, and you got a good job, and you dress well, and you know how to talk to people. See, if you're not one of those people, I meet people that say this, I hate people. You know what? Get that fucking attitude out of your fucking head. That's your problem. You hate people. You're usually introverted. See, I'm a extroverted introvert. I love being alone. I love living alone. Being alone recharges me. Okay? Being alone actually allows me to think. Okay? But I can get out there with the best of them and do what I got to do. See, that's the difference. So, But I'm not an introvert that hates people. You know, there's people like that. You know, I know it's a lot of people that's in the dark shit. They're like that. I don't get why they're. You know, I can figure it out, but I just don't get why they enjoy hating people. You know, they're usually, you know, into sad shit and emo and goth and all that other shit and being alone. And I don't understand why you hate people. We're you know, a species that likes to be around other people. That's why I love the movie going experience. I like to go to the movies and the theater because I love the energy of the crowd. I like being around people. But I usually go home to recharge. I like to be alone to recharge and to think and to get myself together for the next day. But anyway, get that shit out of your head. Work on being a little bit more extroverted. Because listen, introverts, I understand you halfway. But the other half, y'all got to get out there and do things. Because the more you get out, the more you'll socialize yourself. The more you'll be able to talk to different people. The more you will be able to understand people. Then you won't hate people as much anymore. And then you will be able to talk to these women, have conversations with these women. Then you'll get invited out on group ventures. Like, hey, we're all going to this restaurant on Friday. Do you want to come? Hey, we're all going to this club. Do you want to come? Hey, we're having a barbecue. Do you want to come? Hey, we're going to this birthday party. Do you want to come? And all of a sudden, one day you're going to speak to that one girl that lights your life up. Because you've been socialized so much, now you know how to fucking talk to women. Now you'll have a nice conversation. You'll get her number. And then you'll start going out. You'll date. You'll get married. You have children. You'll be happy. But get out of that fucking shell. All right, I'm done ranting. 10 million subscribers. Woo!